Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Kunabuka Central. You're rising on Machinga East? Rising on a point of order or?
Thank you so much, Madam. Today being a private member's day, I would like to move a motion that we waive all standing orders to allow
Honorable
the
Member,
House.
before you proceed with your motion, I had already recognized Honorable Member for Kunabuka Central, so I'll give you space immediately after Kunabuka Central. This question has been answered by the Minister. Because I did make a commitment that we'll go to his question. So after him, I'll give you space for the motion. Yes, Kunabuka Central.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise to confirm that question 27, appearing on today's order paper, is indeed from the people of Senior Chief Marenga Chanzi and Senior Chief Mponde in Kunabuka Central. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for Kunabuka Central, Honorable Minister of Education.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me also take this opportunity to appreciate Honorable MP for Kunabuka Central for his question to the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education to construct a new primary school at Kunabuka Boma to help decongest schools around Kunabuka Boma, which are congested due to high number of learners in the schools. Alternatively, the ministry may consider to liaise with the Ministry of Health, the question goes, and the Ministry of Agriculture for the structures of the old hospital which are not being utilized, or old structures of Agriculture Training Center at Mbandira to be converted into primary schools respectively. Madam Speaker, my ministry is aware of shortage of classrooms at Linga, Kunabuka CCAP, Kunabuka LEA, Chandia, St. Paul's, and Jalo primary schools in Kunabuka Central constituency. Teachers are handling large numbers of learners in one classroom above the recommended ratio of 1:60. In these schools, teachers are unable to provide the required support to all learners, hence compromising on learning outcomes. Madam Speaker, allow me to update the Honorable Member that my ministry, through the Malawi Education Reform Program, MERP, has constructed one classroom block at each of the schools in question, except Linga. These classrooms are ready for use now. My ministry is committed to continue lobbying for more support to ensure that our children are provided with decent learning environment. Madam Speaker, also allow me to request the Honorable Member to present the issue of using existing health and agriculture infrastructure at Kunabuka District Council. The Council will advise on the possibility of converting these structures into primary schools after consulting the line ministries. I have also advised my ministry to contact Ministry of Local Government, the Council, as a matter of follow-up on the same. But let me also take this opportunity to commend the Honorable Member for the innovative way of thinking to also convert these infrastructure that are just lying idle into primary schools. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member for Machinga East, you wanted to rise on the motion, or was it a supplementary?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I rise to move a motion that today being a private member's day, I would like the House to suspend all relevant standing orders in order to allow the Honorable Member for Mulanje Bale to pose his question under Standing Order 14. I submit, Madam Speaker.
I now put the question. Of course, she said the question, but I think it's to raise the matter of agents, public agents of importance and understanding Order 14. Sorry? Yes, so I think I'm assuming that the movement is to curtail question time for us to move to now question 14. Maybe let her just repeat put her motion straight.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I stand, Madam Speaker, to move a motion that debate and questions time being suspended in order to allow the Honorable Member for Mulanje Bale to raise a concern, a national interest concern, understanding Order 14. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Machinga East. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that question time be curtailed in order for us to move to question to matters understanding Order 14 as presented by Honorable Member for Mulanje Bale. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Honorable Member for Mulanje Bale.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. And I would like to thank you and the House for allowing the representative of Mulanje Bale to raise an issue understanding Order 14 to the House. Right Honorable Speaker, it was Friday last week when the Honorable Member standing with this question went to Limbe shopping area to purchase flour, maize flour, for distribution in my constituency to few vulnerable families. Right Honorable Speaker, the bag of flour that I bought was weighing 25 kilograms, and the price on that day was 45,000 kwacha. The following day, I sent my driver to the same shop. The price was 50,000 kwacha. After the sauna, on my way home, I stopped on Saturday in the same shop. The price was 66,000 kwacha. Yesterday, the same bag was costing 76,000 kwacha. And today, the same bag is costing 80,000 kwacha. In my own observation, Right Honorable Speaker, I feel Malawians that are represented by all of us here are getting a raw deal from either the suppliers of the flour, the vendors, or someone somewhere is playing some games with the prices of commodities. I do understand, Madam, that the suppliers of this flour and the other commodities that I'll mention may complain of the economy, but on a serious note, Madam, the economy cannot be falling, cannot be changing prices every day, and us as a representative of the people leave our people to suffer. Madam Speaker, the impact of this price challenge has not just affected flour. Just 2 weeks ago, the price of sugar, which is locally manufactured, was 2,800. A week later, 3,000. Some shops at Msikawanjala are selling sugar, Salima sugar, at 3,600 today. And some shops at Chinyama Trading Center are selling at 3,800 the same sugar. This sugar is Malawian made, and the Salima sugar is the 50% government company. We need to find out, this house especially, needs to find out what is happening. Let me finish by saying, yesterday at Kafukule in Mzimba, some traders were caught at an ADMAC institution, and I've spoken to Mr. Mkandawire, the chairperson of the area development committee of that area. If he's not the chair, he's a member, but he claims to come from the area development committee, and he was there. Empty trucks are hoovering Mzimba district, and they are getting maize from vendors, claiming to get this maize from vendors from Mzimba, but the reality is they are collecting this maize from ADMAC depots. Right Honorable Speaker, a bag of 50 kilograms at ADMAC is costing 39,500 kwacha, which is a fair price. So vendors have taken advantage of that. They are collecting there, whether at 60 or 50, they will still make profit. And take it down south and other markets, selling it today at 110,000 kwacha at Mbowela market in my constituency. I wouldn't know the prices in other constituencies, but I hear that in Charo, in the Lower Shire, confirmed by my cousin Mr. Machanga, it is selling at the same price of 110,000 kwacha. What they are doing when they collect this maize, they are changing the bag. The bag that shows ADMAC is changed to another bag that is ordinary. This has been confirmed by communities around the Kafukule area who caught a 3-ton truck, BV 5372, which is owned by a vendor from Mzimba gender area. So the vendor promises a trader to pack their Freightliner truck out of the ADMAC. They go to the collect, give it to the other person, and that's how Malawians are getting a raw deal. I feel as this house, Madam, through your leadership, we need to protect Malawians, protect women, because the issues of food and the basic commodities, the culprits a lot of the times are women. Because while the men can go and eat some chiwaya somewhere, some chips, the women in the communities cannot take all the keys to queue for chinangwa in our communities. Madam Speaker, yesterday we celebrated a birthday of my late mom, and one thing she made sure when my dad passed was the 8 of us to go through good education, although she was not educated, to go through every meal from breakfast to dinner. Although she was not working, she worked very hard and made sure that happened. This is what women in these communities are facing, because there's no woman that can take kids to go to Chiwaya, because the kids and the woman are connected too much. But the men in this world, in this country, can leave home to say, I want to go and play bao. Well, they know they'll sneak and eat some chinangwa somewhere. Madam Speaker, majorities of the southern region right now, their survival is on cassava that is coming out of Mozambique. And if you go to Mbayani, this cassava is being cooked at every hawker in the morning and in the evening. This house, Madam, can be guided after we explore ways on how best we can curb these vendors. I don't want to insinuate, Madam, that there are people in politics that are involved in this business. I don't have any information to that latter. But if anyone in politics is involved at that business, I feel they are participating in punishing and killing Malawians. With those remarks, Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to allow this House to debate solutions. And those solutions should help this country to help and curb the malpractice. If indeed it is possible to flood Malawi with enough maize, enough flour, So the price on the black market of maize cannot survive. If it is possible, if it is not, this House should be guided in implementing a supplementary budget to allow government to purchase maize from whichever country in the world so that our people should survive. It's a matter of survival and a matter of life and death. Whether we need billions to purchase maize in Brazil, whether we need to stop constructing a road somewhere to purchase this maize. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is the time we need to do so. Even if you go to my constituency today and give me a tarmac road, my people will not appreciate it because they are too hungry to look at the tarmac road. Can we make sure the people survive and continue as Malawians as we continue to live as leaders of this House, leaders of this nation? This House, Madam, was made to answer to emergencies of Malawians, and I've just done so on behalf of the people of Mpungwepungwe. Without any political attachments to my questions, I would like to submit for a generous debate of this House, and the solution should become, and we conclude it. If it is possible, Madam, a committee should investigate what is happening on the market today. Why are prices growing legs like the way they are? It's not normal to Malawians. I rest my case, Madam, and I submit to you to guide the debate. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Mpungwepungwe. Honorable members, according to our own standing orders, I'll give every member that rises 5 minutes to make their contributions. I'll start off with the Dedza South, Machinga East, and the Cholo Central, first three.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and good afternoon. Greetings I bring you from the people of Dedza Mlunduni and Kasumbu. Right Honorable Speaker, on the onset, let me thank my dear brother from Mpungwepungwe, who has introduced a very, very important topic in this August House. And let me also plead with both sides of the aisle, Right Honorable Speaker, to say let's debate soberly. Speaker, we are supposed to go to the root cause. Why are we struggling with food? As we know as a nation, the staple food that we have is maize. But Speaker, when we look at the production versus the consumption, it leaves a lot to be desired. And we as lawmakers, as people that come in this August House to represent the people, I would believe it is high time that we start bringing solutions to how best can we increase productivity. We know it, Right Honorable Speaker, it's on record. Some leaders in this nation, they have even gone to the extent of telling its citizens, you should go eat grasshopper, you should go eat mice. That was said not because he wanted to say, or she wanted to say, but because the solution that we're talking about is food production, Right Honorable Speaker. Speaker, we have introduced the mega farm, which is a very beautiful concept, Right Honorable Speaker. And I would urge this House, even if we would pump in more money in the mega farms. But Right Honorable Speaker, what disturbs me most is the whole purpose that we are relying on rain-fed agriculture. Right Honorable Speaker, we've got climate change. Right Honorable Speaker, we need to start irrigation. Our mega farms, I think the priority should be the people or the mega farms that they are along the lake shores, so that they can tap water from the beautiful lake of Malawi. Or maybe if you can have dams, Right Honorable Speaker, some rivers and some streams. Speaker, I remember when the Queen of the Kingdom of Lesotho visited Malawi, she stayed here for a week and she traveled in so many parts. Right Honorable Speaker, when she went back to the Kingdom of Lesotho and she was giving a press briefing, the first thing she said is that Malawi is a rich nation. And one of the journalists had to ask the Queen, what do you mean by Malawi is a rich nation? And she said, Malawi is surrounded by pure water. So this pure water, Right Honorable Speaker, we can use it in irrigation. We can use it to increase productivity. Because, Right Honorable Speaker, we can do the same thing year in, year out. But if we keep on doing the same thing, Right Honorable Speaker, the result is going to be the same. And I would urge this August House, Right Honorable Speaker, when I was saying that my brother has brought this topic on time because we're here for the budget. So I would lobby this House that we even increase the budget allocation to buy the maize for this year. But on top of that, Right Honorable Speaker, we need to increase the budget that is going to go to mega farms, and we need to start the irrigation. Speaker, without irrigation, without increasing productivity of the staple food maize, Right Honorable Speaker, then we are running a rat race in the same circles year in, year out, year in. And now, you see, Right Honorable Speaker, we owe this future, this country, to our kids and our grandkids. At one time, they're going to ask, even my grandkids, they'll be asking, Grandpa, I hear you're a member of Parliament for 20 years. Because I've only started my 6 years, I've got 15 more coming, Right Honorable Speaker. So they'll ask, and I'll fail to answer, because you're going to, what are the solutions that you brought to the table? Right Honorable Speaker, the country that controls food in the near future, that is going to be the leading country in the economy. Food, food, food. Right Honorable Speaker, since we woke up, we went for breakfast. After breakfast, we went for lunch.
Member, you have a minute to go.
Right Honorable Speaker, I also want to urge and plea with the Minister of Trade, in conjunction with the Minister of Agriculture, they should also go around the shops. What my brother there is saying, it's true. Speaker, it's as if there's a cartel, there's a group of business cartel that they want to suffocate the economy, they want to suffocate the government. And Speaker, we as lawmakers, we cannot sit here and watch while our people are being punished for nothing. Right Honorable Speaker, you can agree with me. We have given all sorts of social cash transfers from Sanje to Chitipa in the whole country. Right Honorable Speaker, but the pricing of the goods, I think the Minister of Trade needs to do more. He's already doing. We have seen they have closed some shops, they have sanctioned some shops, but I'm sure there's also room that he can improve.
And even if it means,
Right Honorable Speaker, even if it means to have an ad hoc committee, we are willing to do so. With these few remarks, Right Honorable Speaker, I urge this House, let's find solutions and let's stop pointing fingers at each other, because this is a problem that is going to be in Dedza, it's going to be in Mulanje, it's going to be in Karonga, in Chitipa. Hunger is real, but Right Honorable Speaker,
thank you, Dedza.
let's
Dedza
increase
South.
production. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Cholo Central and then Dedza South. Sorry, and then Machinga East and then Cholo Central.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for recognizing the people of Machinga East to contribute to the issue of price, rising of price of commodities in Malawi, ably presented by the Honorable Member from Mulanje Valley. Madam Speaker, I will start by asking a question. Why do we have government in place? My little understanding as a person coming from Machinga East constituency is that government should look into the affairs, the interest of the people. And today, Madam, we are here talking about the rising of commodities on daily basis, yet we have a government in place. We were told, Madam, that Malawi was like a patient, a cancer patient, and to address that cancer, we need to cut the leg for that person to survive. Meaning that the government told us that the only way to address our issues of economy in this country is to devaluate Kwacha. And Kwacha has been devaluating on, on like a daily basis. And we are not seeing any improvement on the people from Machinga East constituency, what is it that they have benefited from the devaluation of kwacha? Whether we are being informed that kwacha is being devaluated or not, but we are able to notice whenever we went to buy commodities. So the question is, what is the role of government? Madam Speaker, today I was listening to the Vice President addressing the people at Moody House to say that we would want to look into the rise of things, meaning that himself and the President, they are trying to look into, they will look into the rising prices of commodities and they will address that. So I was asking myself some questions that the President has been given 5 years to show, you know, his style of leadership, or to change some of the things that are concerns to Malawians, and nothing is happening. Now we are going towards elections, and we are cheating people, telling them to say we are going to address these issues after. Is it after elections or before elections? Today, madam, the government is politicizing maize. They are getting maize. They do have maize. They're getting maize to a political rally. That means the people of Machinga East who are not members of MCP, they cannot be able to receive maize because we don't support MCP. Madam, remember in Machinga...
There's an honorable member for Machinga East. There's a point of order from the South.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, is it in order that the owner of the motion moves the motion in this August House and begs the House not to be political, begs the House not to point fingers at each other, begs the House that we find solutions? Is it in order for a member to rise up and start punching a political party or the government instead of her offering solutions to say, as Malawians, let's do this, let's do that? Because, Madam Speaker, then we are diluting the whole purpose of the motion that was ably moved by the Mulaji Barry, because he has said, let's not be political. Let's not find faults on each other, but rather let's find solutions that as a nation we can move together as one. Is that in order, Right Honorable Speaker?
Honorable member for the South, I saw the Minister of, I think there was the Minister of Higher Education, and then I've seen the Minister of Trade. I don't know which one. Is it the Minister of Trade? Minister of Trade, are you trying to rise on something? Is it Higher Education? No, well, Minister of Trade, please make...
So, Right Honorable Speaker, higher education was rising on a point of order. I was seeking to participate in the debate because...
Oh, you want to participate in the debate?
Yes.
Okay, then I will recognize you. I had already recognized you. If it is a point of order, then Honorable Minister of Higher Education, you have the floor. No, we can give you space, I think, from your desk, Honorable. You try and use your mic. Try and use your own mic.
Madam Speaker, I just want to find out, is it order for an issue that we all know is impacting the whole country to be reduced to political football in the name of trying to contribute? Just yesterday, the same side got up and testified that when they went for a trip, they found that Nsima prices were high. They said it themselves. They said 300,000. Now, why are we coming here and now asking questions as if we don't know that prices are going up all over the world? Why are we being blind to the fact that this government has put in several measures? And I'll tell you, no matter how much you shout, the fact of the matter is Dr. Chakwera is not saying prices are not going up, but he has put NIF, he has diversified all the products in order for you to come here. I think it's Minister, out of order for someone to come and shoot themselves in the foot. They themselves know prices are going up. Why is it that when you come here, you now say it's Chakwera's fault? Tell people the truth. Tell the people the truth. Don't come here and try to get your seats in the name of we have failed. Look, we are here because you stole money. The Sona said you stole money. Tell us where that money is. If that money was here, we are going to buy maize. We are in this mess because of you. We are in this mess because of you. So don't come here and say you are part of the solution, you are part of the problem.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much. We've had 2 interventions. If there's any other more interventions, we only allow them after the honorable member has finished. Yes, but I've already recognized 2 honorable leaders. I can only do it. I will do it immediately after. Immediately after the Machinga East. I'll give you space.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Member, can you try and switch on? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Madam. I would like to ask the honorable ministers to listen to my contribution. Then if they have answers, they should be able to be given a space to respond. They cannot keep on responding or shut us up so that we should not speak. We are here where we are because of this executive proud, because they are not listening. So they should listen first, and they should come up with solutions. That is why we put government in place. If they don't have answers, if they have answers, they should inform Malawians what is it that they are doing for them to protect Malawians. They should not defend their positions. We are struggling in Malawi. People from Mutitimba, they are struggling. People from Rupi, they are struggling.
I'll give you space
People
after.
from Mzimba, they are struggling. People from where I'm coming from, Machinga, they are struggling. And Madam Speaker, we have been seeing the president, the vice president, going into Adimak depot saying, release the maize, release the maize. Yet there is no maize where I'm coming from in Machinga. They are keeping the maize, yet people are starving. In Machinga, remember, Madam, is where we are eating Chiteze. Even since that time, Madam, if we have something to eat, it was WFP. They gave us 2 bags for 2 months. Since that time, Madam, we haven't received any bag from the government for the rainy season. It was only 2 months given by WFP, and they claim they are there. People are suffering. People are dying with hunger-related diseases, and they are here shouting, pumping themselves like they are doing anything. They are not doing anything, and the Malawians are aware that they have failed. This is a failed government, and they promised a lot of things. They have failed to fulfill their promises. We are not going to vote for them come 16 September 2025 this year, whether by power or force. Whether they use power or whatever means they are going to use, Malawians have suffered. Malawians from Kasia, they are also suffering.
You have a minute to go. Consider winding up.
Where the president is coming from, people are also suffering. I know from Kasungu, people are suffering from the rising of things. So they have been here, they have been given 5 years for them to prove themselves. Why should they be given another time to rule Malawi? Madam Speaker, as I'm sitting down as a representative of the people, actually, we were supposed to impeach them even before finishing their 5 years because they have disserviced Malawians. They have been suffering under the leadership of Chakwera. Yet Chakwera is a pastor. Madam Speaker, with these few remarks, I submit.
Honorable Leader of the House, and there was a deputy leader as well.
Thank you, Right Honorable. I will choose to not to take that tone, but where MCP was mentioned, in the history of this government, if we ever caught people stealing maize, the whole track by a DPP councillor, it was not from here, it was her councillor, stole the whole track of maize, 600 bags of maize. Her own councillor. Madam, this is on record.
Machinga East, I've not given you the floor. Machinga East, I've not given you the floor. No. Machinga East, I've not given you the floor. I've not given you the floor, Machinga East. I've not given you the floor.
The spirit, if you noted when Mulanje Bare finished speaking, even this side clapped hands. Because we felt it was a good thing to debate how to move. Now somebody wants to come here and accuse MCP and accuse people because of the drought, the hunger. The genesis of this hunger, as the South said, is coming from quite a number of factors, including Cyclone Fred. Hunger cannot be dealt within 1 year. And if a member of parliament cannot think about that, madam, and comes here without providing any solution, and yet when maize was provided on record and under police custody, a councillor of DPP in Machinga stole the whole 600 bags of maize. And in the very same district, people come here, they want now to accuse Malawi Congress Party. I want to make a plea, because the issue statements made by Mulanje Bare, they are very true statements. And if somebody wants to pray with hunger, for us, we are not going to politic about hunger. We're not going to politic about hunger. Because every government, even when UDF was ruling in 2002, I was working for World Vision, there was hunger. During Bingu time, there was hunger. During DPP time, there was hunger. If you think you're going to get into government because there's a hunger, then you forget about it. Let's find solutions to solve Malawians. And if you think that when World Food Programs comes to Malawi and support the people of Machinga, you think government is not supporting the people of Machinga? Does it work like that? Donors come to support government. It is the president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who went out and said, donors come and support me, Malawians are dying of hunger. Now, if donors come to support Malawi, you cannot come here and say, donors are not supporting Malawians. I mean, government is not supporting people from Machinga. Finally, let's find solutions for Malawians. Let's look at solutions, whether it is budget increase, let's do it. Let's go find solutions. But if you want to start politicking, Madam, as I've said, we will not politic about hunger. We will not take part in politics about hunger, because the people out there are suffering. And we agree with Mulanje Bare. Let's find solutions for the people from Malawi. Thank you.
Very much. Honorable members, those Cholo, Honorable Minister of Trade, you wanted to contribute. Can you do it after I have finished the sorry? Cholo, after Cholo Central. Yes, thank you. No. He's the Minister of Trade, obviously. He has to encompass in terms of response. So I'll give him space. Yes, Cholo Central.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for indeed allowing the people of Cholo Central to join the very important debate of a period that we're living in. Madam Speaker, our people are suffering, our people are struggling, and I believe it must be in the spirit of oneness, in the spirit of all of us as representatives of the people, to join hands, agree where something is amiss, and then decide the sort of Malawi that we want to have. Madam Speaker, before I dive down into the discussion, allow me to say the following. Somewhere else, price exhalation as is happening would be intrigued by, among other things, market speculations, inflation, imbalances within supply and demand, and probably government policies and others. The case as is in Malawi may be looked at in a number of faces. But before we even get there, we must all agree that our minimum wage in Malawi is 52,000 kwacha. And a bag of maize we are talking about today, Madam Speaker, is costing 100,000 kwacha. In other words, a man goes to work for 30 days only to find that he cannot even pay for a bag of maize. And I know there have been people here who have said, Muzika wauza antu agwano adzika lima. I come from Cholo, Madam Speaker. Even at my own village, I can't even do anything and get a bag of maize because we don't have land, but we are in Malawi. Now, it always pains us when we hear somebody shouting that go tell your people to go and farm because we don't have the land and we didn't choose to be from Cholo. We therefore have got to be united in this house and agree on how we want to move forward from now going forward, because our people are getting a minimum wage of 52,000 kwacha, Madam Speaker. That's how grave this matter is. From the very 52,000 kwacha, which is minimum wage, the person has got to buy a bag of maize, pay rentals, pay school fees for kids, and basic necessities at his house. Madam Speaker, this cannot be a laughing matter. We cannot get down into politics because good economics makes good politics. It means that the moment we have got completely politics in shambles because our economy is not in any way round on a right rail. I therefore invite all of us in one spirit and in unity of that Malawian in Chitipa, that Malawian in Cholo, that Malawian in Isanje. Can we do something for our people there? When Led Bingu, may his soul rest in peace, said, I can't devalue the kwacha, he singled out among many, how am I going to cushion my people? And this is a situation we are at the moment. How do we cushion our people? And that's what we need to be discussing in this house. Madam Speaker, probably on the government side, they need to look at the policies that they have. Is there anything that they can do within the policies to curb, to manage the situation that we have? I know the Minister of Trade, as others have said, they have tried to go around to make sure that at least is something monitoring the market out there. But to some extent as well, you'll find that other manufacturers are saying our production costs are high. We've got a lot of dates, we've got a lot of kwacha in Malawi, but a lot of dates out there. We can't import raw materials into the country. What else do we do to make sure that we're still in production? Madam Speaker, food somewhere else is available. Can we allocate resources if there are no resources in this particular budget session we are in? Madam Speaker, even if it means stopping the business of tomorrow to discuss where we can find resources, allocate those resources so that the issue of demand and the supply is sorted. We flood the market with maize, whether we import it from wherever we can. But as soon as we flood this market with maize, all these prices will go down within a day. And that's the immediate thing that we need to do in this very house. Madam Speaker, how do we get down to make sure that our people, those that are in production, are protected? How do we make sure that our people who are working within industries,
member, you have a minute to go.
Our people who are working within industries are not fired. They are not losing their jobs because they are about to lose their jobs as companies are closing. And Madam Speaker, I would like to call on the government as we're getting into the budget now, the budget session, with how the situation is out there, the minimum wage of 52,000, people cannot in any way around make ends meet. Unfortunately, as we increase the minimum wage, we need to consider as well that civil servant who gets a 10%, a 20% hike in his salary, whether you afford to pay the domestic worker the same amount. Something is amiss. Something is wrong. And we must correct that thing. I submit, Madam Speaker, let's find solution. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Cholo Central. Honorable Minister of Trade.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I know I'll be coming up with a ministerial statement probably next week, because the issue that Mulanje Bale raised is very pertinent and it needs urgent solutions. And indeed, Parliament can be part of that solution, so to speak. I will try to briefly respond from the agriculture point of view, from the trade point of view, but also from the finance point of view. And Right Honorable Speaker, it will please the House and
Honorable members
Malawians out there.
Looking at the time, unless you extend time, when is the minister going to respond? Because as it stands, there's only 7 minutes.
Because the minister has the right to respond. So,
yes. So
I think the issue is the issue of time. Not
I'm
so
saying,
much,
according to the time that I have, if we don't give a chance to the minister, if I get questions, you not. Or if you're standing to extend time, you have the floor, Honorable Member. Blunt enough.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Today being the Members' Day, I would like to move a motion to extend time till this issue has reached its end. Maybe I would like to extend time for another 30 minutes for us to finish this topic under discussion. I submit it, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Blantyre North. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that time be extended for 30 minutes in order for us to dispose of business on the floor. Those of that opinion say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried.
Minister Mugwere Kumapeto.
Honorable Minister, would you want to respond now and come back later, or you want to respond now?
I would rather correct some of the issues now, yes.
Go ahead, Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, allow me, in the interest of time, to just put the House at comfort that the issue of scarcity of maize is real, and government is aware of the maize scarcity. But there are two things that have been done by government of late, one of which is the Minister of Finance funding NFRA to procure 20,000 metric tons of maize from Tanzania, and the maize will start arriving this weekend. So in the next 2 days, we shall start seeing the truckloads of maize that through NFRA and funding from government, Malawi has procured. And secondly, Madam Speaker, as a response to President Chakwera's call to international partners, the World Bank, through the WFP, has procured 47,000 metric tons of maize, and the maize has already started arriving in the country and will be received from this afternoon, and that should explain why the Minister of Agriculture is not in the House this afternoon. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with my colleague from Cholo Central that these things are issues of demand and the supply, and our belief in dealing with scarcity of maize is that the solution lies in flooding the market, and these are the two things starting from this weekend that government has embarked on, that the market be flooded, so to speak. Like I've said, I'm coming with a ministerial statement to detail the situation that we find ourselves in regarding the price escalations. Right Honorable Speaker, Section 13 of our Constitution adopted the market liberalization, and all laws which we had before on price controls were outlawed. I'm saying this because there is a belief that government should put down the prices. I think the best way government would put down the prices would be to look at what is causing the price escalation. And as far as we're concerned, we know that there's been volatility on the Forex black market, and our solutions to this problem have been channeled so much to do with the black market. And I think Machinga East can benefit by listening to this, because we're very vocal on what is government doing to arrest maize scarcity and the price escalation. So the driver to the price escalation of late has been driven, or basically generally prices are driven by production cost and a moderate markup. And we are an importing nation, so when we're getting raw materials for all our private sector, most of it is imported. And therefore, foreign exchange becomes a component. And the price for foreign exchange in our country is threefold: 2 legal, 1 illegal. You can get your Forex on the normal formal market at the bank, and the rate is 1,751 kwacha. But you can also get it from the bureau rate, which is what we get from the banks. But then there's this illegal black market where we have experienced a lot of volatility in the last few weeks. And it has been changing almost on a daily basis, making commodities and prices to also change on a daily basis. The question therefore would be, what is it that you're doing to arrest this volatility in the black market Forex? So the first question is, who is driving the demand in the black market? And government has gone ahead to identify the drivers of black market demand. The first question is, what are they buying it for? And government has gone ahead to list some of the products that we think that are not as essential to drain our much needed Forex, so to speak. So coming to arresting the demand in the black market, we, in consultation with the Minister of Finance, in consultation with the Reserve Bank of Malawi, and indeed ourselves as the Minister of Trade, we've put up our own plan to see how we can suppress that demand, because right now, it's like private sector is scrambling for black market dollars. And we have put together our own plan, and I'll be detailing more of this, Right Honorable Speaker, in the interest of time, in the ministerial statement which I'll be giving next week, on how we need to proceed to arrest this volatility in the black. Once we achieve stability in the dollar market, then prices should be stable, and we believe that we take out that demand, the prices are going to come down, because whether the black market is, it's very speculative, it's not the real price, and the moment we sort out the demand and supply in the black market of dollars, we should be able to have the pricing of our products at the right rate. And that's where now, I want to finish, Right Honorable Speaker, that the competition and fair trade comes in, because there's a misconception that Minister of Trade through competition and fair trade can go and do price gouging, price control. That cannot happen with the current laws that we have, unless if this House want to revert back to price controls. But what are the laws in accordance with our Constitution? What normally happens is, like Section 23 of the Competition and Fair Trade Act, the act we passed here last Parliament, says the Commission can do a cease and desist order. That's why you've seen the Minister of Trade going around stopping some companies from raising their prices pending their investigation to justify why they need to raise it to that level. And that's where the problem is. Because if they are able to justify the price increase, then it becomes problematic to force them to come down with a much lower price, so to speak. So when time is given, Right Honorable Speaker, next week, I should be able to come up ministerial statement, allow honorable members to ask the questions, and perhaps come up with buffing up or some additions to the solutions that I should be detailing in this House early next week. Right Honorable Speaker, in the interest of time, let me leave it there for now. Thank you.
Very much. What has gone out of order, though, Mr. Sam?
Right Honorable Speaker, having heard the explanation from the minister and having heard that he has committed to bring a ministerial statement, and today being a private member's day, Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that we waive all relevant standing orders in order for us to adjourn the House. Madam Speaker, I beg to move.
Honorable members, I'm just asking for the procedure. I hear it perfectly in order for him to ask that. It will be up to the House to decide whether. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that, yes, it was answered, and thank you. Honorable Member for Blantyre North, I just wanted to be clear. You can change, the motion can be changed at the time that the host decides. So you decided 30 minutes, someone is coming to say, no, we feel the extra minutes you've given is enough, the House can decide. I was just getting that. No, I was just getting clarification, and that's what it says. So to be up to the House to decide whether you want to continue with business or not. Which standing order can you cite for me? Cite the standing order, Blantyre North. No. You are challenging. You are challenging the. Yes. Yes, you are challenging, and I'm telling you that according to the procedure, according to. I cannot remove you on the queue, but according to the standing orders. Honorable Leader of the House, you are rising. Honorable Leader.
Honorable, I like to pray with this side of the House. There are some senior members of Parliament, like Honorable Patero. We believe they can ably contribute. Honorable, I beg your pardon, Honorables. Honorable Patero, as a commissioner and a senior member, could have something to help us over the matter. I am begging the side to withdraw the motion and bring it after the commissioner has spoken.
We would have to have a normal, the mover of the motion is either is the one who can be mandated to move if there's a South.
Speaker, much obliged, and I bow down to the Leader of the House for his plea, and I beg to withdraw my motion, but rather maybe I can rephrase it to say, I beg to move that we waive all relevant standing orders to allow the chairperson of UDF, Honorable Mangochi South, to give her contribution, and then we adjourn. Madam Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Dedza South. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable leader and honorable member for Dedza South. I was just asking for indulgence on the mover of the motion. Just the last one on the mover, the one who moved the motion. Yes, but I'm saying just in case he has a supplementary, since he's the one he moved and the minister responded, just for him to conclude. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that we waive all relevant standing orders in order for us to curtail debate after honorable member for Mangochi South and honorable member for Mulanje Bali give him the last concluding remarks. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Honorable member for Urumpi East, what has gone out of order?
Madam Honorable Speaker, I have been standing here for some time now in order to contribute, and it is not true and it is not proper or constitutional to select others and discriminate others.
Member for Rumpi East, I don't think your words you're using are right. There's no discrimination. There's no discrimination.
But
it's the
now,
time constraints.
No,
and no. I will not accept that, please.
Yeah, but
no, honorable member.
Yeah, but I've been standing here for some time.
No, just because you've been standing, yes, I agree. So many other people have been standing. Lilongwe City Center, Kota Central, Dedza North, they've been standing. But it's the time constraints. I can't extend time on my own. Thank you. Honorable member for Mangochi South.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me thank
Honorable member for Rumpi East, please resume your seat.
Madam Speaker, Pepani, for you people who have not failed to speak, but don't blame me. It's the rules of the House. And there's no favoritism here. No. When you look at the list, I'm on top of the list. That's why I've been given this chance. Thank you very much. There's a South for changing your motion. Madam Speaker, let me thank the mover of the motion, Member of Parliament, Kula Jebali. This is a very, very serious motion, and it needs our careful attention. People out there are suffering. Others are dying with hunger-related diseases. Madam Speaker, I'll speak here as a farmer and also a mega farmer. Madam Speaker, when President Chakwera was bringing in this mega farm concept, it was to change agriculture. Mega farms, when you describe what mega farms is as in the dictionary, it's supposed to be very, very huge farms. But he decided that other farmers who are not 300 hectares, 400 hectares, other farmers, not the small farmers, but the in-between, like me, should also have attention. Now, this concept was very, very good. But alas, things have gone wrong. Alas, things have gone wrong. And I don't blame the president or blame who, but I blame the people who are implementing this mega farm. I've heard the president, I think 2-3 years ago, he gave the Ministry of Agriculture a deadline. If you don't do this by such a month, you're out. Madam Speaker, I've got the experience and I would like to offer solutions. If government doesn't want to listen, it's up to you. But, Zintuzi, if we could produce maize, which is the food that we eat every day, we cannot deny this. It's a staple food. Yes, the cyclones have contributed, the droughts have contributed, but the major contributor to this mega farm concept, it's the way it's been done. I'm sorry to say, I'm not blaming anybody. We have to do things differently. We can't continue doing the way we've been doing things, kare up to now, doing the same things, and expect to get better results. For example, corruption yalwamo. I'm not talking about officials, even we farmers. Some farmers were qualified to get fertilizers, thousands of bags, but they ended up selling. Some of us who are serious farmers, we ended up struggling, going up and down, going to Lilongwe, going to standing on queue, standing on queue at a mega farm unit. The whole thing is not friendly to a farmer. You get whatever you want, you're supposed to get at a wrong time when the rains have already come. You try to queue for seed, no seed. You try to queue for if you want to do honest things, for the fertilizer, it's not there. So, Madam Speaker, Zintuzi, let's, I don't know what we should do. Let's not run these things like a government department. Government cannot do business, cannot. And we know this, years and years, we try, even these parastatals. Government cannot run business because it ends up a flop. So I would suggest, let's go back to what the mega farm concept was. Because to me, that was a way of aided hunger. Look at last year. We approved a budget, 20 billion, to go to mega farmers, specifically for irrigation. Where has the money gone? I've been standing here, almost crying. And I remember last year, I said, I'm a farmer of many, many years. I will stop farming as long as I don't do irrigation. I think if you can remember, it's in the Hansard. Because without irrigation, it will take us nowhere. Because right now you have to go on your knees, praying for rains to come. Last year we had a drought. I lost a lot. I had the maize there, then 3 weeks with no rain, I think 4 weeks, a drought. Everything went. If we were doing irrigation, that wouldn't have happened. So some farmers have contributed to this hunger. But we depend on the government to assist us. I've been saying, we are not saying we want free money. Why don't we start the same bank we had long time ago?
Time.
Sorry. Long time we had a bank, agricultural bank, where you get loans. We don't want free money. Agricultural bank where you get loans, soft loans to grow maize, what have you, even tobacco. Why can't we go back to that? Madam Speaker, I had a lot to say because even AIP, it's supposed to be people who...
With these few remarks, Honorable, you've taken 8 minutes, it's supposed to be 5.
Can I just do the AIP? Look at the AIP.
The time.
The AIP, the way it's been run, it is not the poor people, but everything has been taken over by vendors. Everything. You put maize in that bag, vendors. 10 fertilizer, vendors. China chose vendors. Why are you failing to control this? I know when I'm saying this, I'll be in trouble. What? Because some of the vendors come from my constituency. So anyway, with these few remarks, Madam Speaker, let me thank you for recognizing me and also Mr. South for changing his... We don't need to bow down to me. But anyway, for recognizing me when I was not supposed to be recognized. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Oji South, Blantyre North, what has gone out of order?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Earlier on, when I put it to your attention about our own standing orders, you asked me to mention the specific standing order.
Yes.
Now I'm glad to take you to page 12, rule number 7. Can you read that one? And because what has happened here is a procedure according to rule number 7, page 12.
Sorry, you're saying standing order number 7?
Rule number 7, page 12 of our standing order.
Do you want me to read it? Or
Yes,
are you
go
going to
ahead,
read it?
Madam Speaker.
Sorry. It says, at any time during a sitting day, the leader of the House, or in case of the private member's day, a member may, on a motion without notice, propose a change to the sitting times of the Assembly, and the motion so carried shall be limited to that particular purpose and sitting day and time only. How does that refer to what you had said?
Madam Speaker, we moved the motion for 30 minutes to allow members to discuss and debate on the issue under the floor. Now the leader of the House stood up and just said the member who have just assumed seat should be the only one to finish and debate. My understanding is we were supposed to be allowed the 5 minutes which is allocated to each member to be debated up to 30 minutes, which the motion was talking about.
Honorable member, I think you're mixing motions, and whoever's guided you on the standing order has not guided you well. The motion that I used, I did not use the motion by the leader of the House, and that's why I didn't put a motion. Immediately the leader stood, because I knew today it was private member's day, I could not use his motion. The motion that I used was for honorable member for Deja South. What the leader was doing was he was begging his honorable member to change the motion. I didn't take the motion by the leader. And then, yes, but what I'm trying to say is the issue of a motion and this motion you're talking about, the standing of variation of times. This one is on variation of times. There was a motion raised by Deja South. There was a motion which was raised by Machinga East, I think. I can't remember who asked for 30 minutes. It was you who asked for 30 minutes. We started the debate. Another member rises to curtail and say, no, we want, that is perfectly in order. It's up to you as a House to decide that we don't want this motion, then the motion should go. No. The motion was already disposed. You only call a motion on another motion when the motion has not been disposed. At that point, that motion was already disposed. We had carried that day, it was disposed, another motion came on top of that motion. So the standing order you're citing is completely irrelevant to the matter that you are raising. Thank you. Honorable member for Mulanje Bale. Yes,
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to move
Honorable
motion.
And Rumpi East, can I have order? There's the South and Rumpi East. Order, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to conclude and thank those that have participated on the debate. Right Honorable Speaker, I just want to say and put it on record that the issue which I've brought in this House comes from my heart, and you know I'm actually a politician, and not just a small politician, but this issue about food for the people that I represent comes from inside my conscience. And I would like to thank you specifically for allowing it to be moved and get some responses. Madam Speaker, I want to put it on record. Those honorable members that rise in this House to say, I'd like to pray to God to forgive you. And I would like to ask God once again to forgive you, because I've just received information, Right Honorable Speaker, that a member of this House is involved in the cartel of taking maize from Unzimba and distributing all Malawi. I'll be releasing this information to your office, and it's a serious issue. An honorable member should feel sorry when Malawians are in trouble. I would like to thank the leader for guiding towards that direction. Right Honorable Speaker, maize is being procured. The question that we should all ask, is this maize going to suffice us? For how long? Because the question should be, can we make our people survive the 2 months, the 3 months, so that we as government can bring in solutions for the long term? Today, the problem is happening now. If the laws of this country cannot allow a honorable minister to curb prices, to go to the shop to stop rising of maize, rising of flour, then we are sitting in a wrong country with completely wrong laws. And as lawmakers, we cannot stand here, madam, allowing our people to be starving while someone crooked is increasing prices willy-nilly. And this house can stand to say our laws don't allow. Then I dream of days of Mpungwepungwe Anathira the late. I dream days of Kamuzu Banda the late. Because they had those powers. At times, Madam President, Madam Speaker, we need leaders. You can receive that, Madam. Madam, we need leadership that can jump the laws and save Malawians. Malawians need to be saved. If we are to amend the law tomorrow, let's amend it, that we should curb the prices of commodities in this country. In sitting down, madam, I would like to say, Malawians are suffering. And this year is not where you come from. It's the whole country. This year is not Mulanje alone. It's the whole country. But seeing an old woman in my constituency suffering, not even dare to eat, madam, pains me a lot. My last question is, a friend of mine, Raul Diaz, who lives in number 725, Mexico City, in Mexico, actually has asked me a few questions when I raised this issue with him this morning. His question is, you Malawians, what are you smoking? I said, what do you mean? We don't smoke. He says, how can you allow the dollar to sell 1,800 at the main market and allow it to sell 5,000 at another market? What will happen to the people that are holding the 1,800 who just carry everything and give the people that are selling 5,000? Why do you allow maize to sell 39,000 at an Adimac and allow the same maize to sell 110 at the local market? The Adimac guys will carry the whole maize and give it to the other market. Madam Speaker, we can offer solutions. I would like to thank you for allowing us to participate in offering solutions. The ball is in the hands of government. Much as I'm in government, I am not government. The executive should stand to the tune of Malawians. Parliament is here. If we give you another 1 week, you don't see this mess, I'll come again. And I'll bring the same motion again. And that day, it will be fire. And you'll not be able to hold my temper. Today, I'm giving you an opportunity for 1 week. Supply us with maize. With these few remarks, madam, I would like to thank you and thank everyone. Thank you very much. I rest my case.
Mulanje Bale. Honorable member, the honorable minister wanted to respond. There's a point of order on. Honorable Minister of Trade.
Yeah, right, Honorable Speaker. This being a House of Records, I just wanted to clarify my good brother Mulanje Bale. I think he did not really understand when I made reference to the laws that government is bound with, because some things will appear as solutions when in fact they are wrong solutions. The solutions that we said, the 20,000 metric tons that government has procured from Tanzania arriving from Saturday, the 47,000 metric tons that have started arriving today with the help of World Bank, where the Minister of Agriculture is receiving those trucks as we speak. Those solutions are demand and supply solutions, because it's not every time we are using a law to force private sector to produce for us. It only works if government has its own supply. And that's what we have done with maize, to have our supply to flood the market. If we're under illusion that government can use a certain force and say, you must produce for us, private sector, listen to me, because there's a country called Zimbabwe next door that came up with hasty solutions that make political sense, but they ended up with empty shelves in a week or two. And I don't want this house to be naive and think that a political solution can be put forward and we jump on it without scrutiny. Government is going to provide solution to our forex issues, but you cannot impress on government to do an alignment now. Because if you think that 1.7 and 5,000 is foolish, we didn't need to put the prices together. That is a devaluation. And this government is not ready to go that route. And if you think that's a solution, it's a wrong solution for Malawians. It's gonna put pain and suffering on Malawians, but we've got our own ways of depressing the 5,000 to come back to some, and those are the solutions that we're pursuing. We are not going to pursue solutions that are going to land this country into deeper problems as being suggested. So we are supplying maize across the board, and that is going to depress the prices of maize. We are going to depress the demand in the black market for forex, and that will depress the prices. And next week, I come up with a ministerial statement. It will encompass agriculture, trade, and finance, putting together the efforts and the plans that government has put together. Right now, I have documents even in my phone, right, Honorable Speaker, detailing some of the plans that RBM, Minister of Finance, Minister of Trade and Agriculture have put together to arrest this volatility. And please give us a chance without threats and without giving us misleading solutions that only make political sense, but will put Malawians even in shortages across the board on the private sector, and will not be enticed to take half-baked solutions. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Trade. Honorable Leader, guidance for tomorrow.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I would like to just mention one thing before I announce business tomorrow. When we changed our own laws for Parliament, when we said that we should add oversight and the representation as a constitutional obligation, and then we don't do that as Parliament, and we want to push to the executive alone, then I think parliamentary committees have to come in and work. When the Mpungwepungwe Pamene Member of Parliament was speaking, at some point he mentioned about members of Parliament and committees going to do their job. This is what must be done by Parliament. We must have committees of trade, committees of social, doing this particular job, and including the Budget and Finance Committee. That is our law. And when we come here and we think that law is for someone else, that doesn't work, Madam Speaker. The President says, I've come to Parliament, I want you to help me do this. It means all of us. And I like what Mpungwepungwe said, we are government, meaning Parliament is part of government. The discussions that have been done this afternoon, apart from the political connotations, are mature discussions, very important discussions, that must be given more time in this House. For instance, what Mangochi South has alluded to are critical examples of something that we want to do and something that must be perfected because it's not working properly. This is the only way we are going to move forward. But if our discussions will be thinking about 16 or 25 September, 16 September this year, and before we comment, what we're thinking about is votes, then we are not going to serve Malawians better. But we can't take that out from a politician. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, we are all politicians here. It's like football. When somebody takes it, another one wants to go and control it. No one is going to be allowed to politic. All of us will politic. But when a matter of great importance like this one comes in, let's do it. The 70,000 metric tons that the Honorable Minister of Trade has mentioned about, that has started trickling in the country. Not that it will start, but has already started coming in the country. The 70,000 metric tons of maize can help alleviate the hunger we have now. And Parliament should play a significant role to support the oversight of that, other than coming here and pointing fingers. So tomorrow, Friday, it's a day we shall have questions and also debate on SONA. And I want to thank you for a wonderful time that you have chaired proceedings up to this time, and thank each and every member of Parliament that has participated in the debate. God bless you and good evening.
Much Leader of the House, and thank you very much, honorable members, for the beautiful day today, and thank you very much for all the compliments, but also to thank the team that goes with me to IPU. I don't go alone, chaired by Honorable Kandodo, Honorable Bale, Machinga East, Dedza, Honorable Chinkondo, and Honorable Kapichira. And Honorable Mlomba Dedza Southwest, Honorable Mlomba. I think those are the 5 members of the IPU. Thank you.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.